Hey, what is going on YouTube guys? Back with another vid, and today we have something on deck that is just pretty insane. I mean, I think you guys are already getting a sense of that just from what we have on deck. These are the Puma times Ojaga Design Trinomic disc. It is a collab that I believe has been out for about maybe a month or so now. When they were initially announced via sneaker blogs, I completely actually missed the boat, missed the news on these altogether. I'll be quite honest about that. I actually came across these because I was looking for a pair of Huaraches. The search took me to Atmos, which actually had them. They were sold out. And then I saw these and I was like, my word, like what is this? Again, because I had missed any sneaker blog post or write-up on them, I just was not aware of these. They were not on my radar. But immediately started to do a search. Again, that's how I got a little more information about Ojaga Design and Puma and the collab. And then in looking for, or persistently looking for those same Huaraches that had actually led me to these, I actually noticed one morning that Bodega had actually gotten them, and I ended up picking them up from Bodega for, I think it was like $180 plus like maybe $15 or $12. I can't remember what the exact shipping amount was, but I do remember that it almost came up to close to $200 or just shy of $200. Now, that may be a lot for, I think, some people for a pair of Pumas, but just stick with me guys as I walk you through these shoes and why I personally think the price is justified for such a beautiful design, the overall quality. I know that the shoe is not going to be for everyone, just like any other shoe. But again, to me, I think it's absolutely worth the price. So first of all, guys, the box, this is the box that it comes in. As I've mentioned in the past in some videos for particular collabs and particular shoes, I do think that given this was a collab and what Ojaga Design is known for, which probably led to this collaboration, it would have been nice if I had actually had a special box, but no worries. Again, like I've mentioned again in past vids, I personally wear my shoes, or I try to get around to wearing my shoes and undead stocking them. I don't really collect boxes, even though I do definitely keep my boxes that collabs actually come in, because again, it's a specialty box, so it's something nice that I think adds to the whole collab or design effort. Now, Ojaga Design, for those of you not familiar with them, like I was not familiar with them before this collaboration, and I did a bit of homework, they're basically known for, or what they make is a lot of fine leather, fine suede, iPhone cases, bracelets, necklaces, just these little kind of like knickknacks, if you will, or accessories that basically, again, utilize very nice leather, premium leather at that, a lot of really nice suedes, but mainly leather with a very handcrafted type feel and touch to it. Very beautiful stuff. They are a Japanese-based company, so definitely go ahead and look them up. The name will obviously be in the description. It will also be in the title of this video, so you can go ahead and look them up if you want to get more details and see some of the other work that they do. Now, the actual shoes themselves, I mean, guys, again, not to beat this to death, but the quality on these are just like insane, over the top, like absolute bananas. These have to be by far one of the nicest trainers or shoes, depending on what side of the pond you're on, I have picked up this year by far. Again, just in terms of design, in terms of quality. So the actual shoe itself is made up out of two or three different types actually of leather, from what I can discern. There's hard plastics on here. You have rubber, which is represented in the midsole. So let's just kind of break down a couple of those things really quickly. So starting from the front of the toe box, guys, you have this really thick premium quality suede, which has like very nice double stitching all throughout. That suede actually makes up the Puma symbol as well. You guys can see that underneath these wings or flaps, however you want to reference or term these, on the Trinomic, or the disc, I should say. But runs underneath there, and everywhere on the shoe, guys, from the toe box going back, except for the last line of stitching underneath there on both sides. That's the only place that does not have double stitching, but everywhere else in the front toe box that utilizes that material has double stitching. That material is also right here at the very top of the toe box as well, before you get to this piece which holds the Trinomic or the disc tightening lock system. We'll get into that in a second. Really love the fact that they added those super nice like little stitching, like the crosshatch kind of like stitching or X stitching right there. You have that on that side as well. That's obviously on both shoes. And then right here, I thought it was awesome that they added like a little hit of leather, which underneath that has like a caramel colored star, which is the same color caramel that you see here, again, for these like flaps, if you will, that supports or is part of the support system for this piece, which again is this Trinomic, the locking system that this model uses. Really, really beautiful, guys, coloring that they used right there. I mean, for these kind of like starburst spikes, I thought it was really interesting. I've never seen anything like this before on a Trinomic, that this separate piece of leather, if you will, the black starburst, it's actually, guys, again, a separate piece of material. It is not actually painted on, and that's actually patent leather. It's the only wear on the shoe that actually has patent leather. I should have mentioned this front toe box material, and I think the material underneath here as well, same on this side, and this running through the back. You guys can see it there to the very back. It's, guys, like a very nice, like very light saddle colored leather, premium leather at that. Very, very soft and nice to the touch. I mean, absolutely, absolutely beautiful, my personal opinion. You have these 6 circles that appear on each side of the shoe. Underneath that, I should have also mentioned, just make a small correction, I'm sorry. So the shoe actually has 2 pieces of patent leather on it. It has the black, and those circles, the leather underneath that black, underneath this piece of kind of reddish suede, if you will, or mahogany. That, guys, is also patent leather as well. So patent leather circles, patent leather starburst. Then we go up to the disc system, which those of you familiar with, Puma Trinomics, or the Puma disc system, I'm sorry, kind of know how this works. And basically, you just turn this to actually the little pieces of like wire that you see there. You turn this and it basically tightens this once you have the shoe on, so you can get more of a lockdown on your foot. So it's a really nice system, I think, in place of like your traditional lacing system. Again, just if you're not familiar with this piece and how that really works. Love the fact, guys, that it has like, well, all Puma Trinomics, again, a Puma disc, if you're not familiar with these, has this pull-up tab that runs through the system. It starts right from the beginning, or the ending, I should say, actually, of the toe box, runs up to the top, again, as a pull tab, so you can help pull the shoe on like that. And like Huaraches, you would actually pull the shoe on from the sock booty. Even though this is a much better, or much more nicer stitching system than the Huarache tab, for example, I would still not recommend ever pulling up a disc blaze or disc or Trinomic disc from this actual piece here, even though, again, guys, it is very, very well sewn in place on there. Now, the very upper of like what's similar to like Nike's like sock booty, but could be called a sock booty, and this as well, is made up of two different materials, I'm sorry. You have this really nice purple leather piece right here with the little design accents on it, these little symbols, which I think obviously coordinates with the entire color blocking, or just matches really nicely with the tab. And I think the kind of like obsidian or like navy blue, dark navy blue, midnight blue, probably, that they're using here in the starburst, and you find right there in the midsole. But the entire sock booty is not, again, guys, just all leather. It has like a nylon. The purple nylon here basically uses these same type of symbols throughout, so really nice. The inside sock liner, you guys can see right there, is this really, really nice brown. If I just do that, you guys can see. And then the flaps, what's really interesting about these is that it's a very heavy, almost vegan type of leather that they used on this. But right underneath this part right here is the traditional rubber or plastic type of part of this system, which you find more on the GRs and just a lot of regular, even some of the collaborations for the Puma disc or disc blaze. So really nice that again they added, like, there's that extra support underneath, but then you still have like this really nice caramel leather, really high premium leather, guys, on top of that. So that's really nice in my opinion. Both sides of the shoe, right there you have like these really three nice circles that kind of decrease in size as you go towards the back. And then if we just flip the back of the shoe over, really nice, guys. Thick, heavy piece of leather right there. Normally that is plastic or rubber on a lot of the GRs for this particular model. The mid, guys, is your Trinomic mid. The outsole is your Trinomic outsole as well. Right there we can see the Trinomic insignia or logo in white on that really nice blue, which matches up with this piece right here for the disc locking system. So really, again, guys, nice complementary color blocking going on throughout this entire design and shoe. Ridiculously nice, I have to say. I pointed out this part already right here. You have that on both sides. Again, I think it, again, to nod to that point, accents and complements the overall color blocking and color matching really well on the shoe. And then if we just go ahead and turn this over, this is what a Trinomic or a disc outsole looks like. You guys can see that clear gel right there running through the center of the shoe. Absolute fire. And then the insole of the shoe, guys, basically utilizes, if I just go ahead and flip this over this way, you can see right there, Ojaga, Design times Puma. Doesn't really have the times there, but it's Ojaga Design and Puma. And then you have those same little symbols you found on the upper right there, like that, on the actual white insole as well. So, I mean, overall, guys, I mean, wow, like just simply beautiful shoe. Really happy with this. If I had to do it again, I definitely would. I know the price point might be a bit much for some people, but I personally think it's worth it. If you obviously don't have to pick this up if for that reason the price point is just too much for you, and if the design or the shoe isn't for you, it just isn't for you. Always, guys, buy what you like. Now, as far as sizing and fit, I have personally discovered that while a good bit of where some brands I would go a 10.5 or an 11, I have noticed that very similar to a lot of my Nikes, which tend to range from 10.5 to 11. My Pumas also range from 10.5 to 11. RS 100s, my higher size, my 11. For the Puma disc and Puma Trinomics, what I have discovered, my experience has been the 11, guys, is too big for me. A 10.5 is always like the best fit. But I did notice when I saw these on Atmos and on when I bought them from Bodega, there was no half sizes. So there may be a little more room in the toe box if you go with your full size than you would personally prefer, but it's not a big deal at the end of the day. It's not so much space where I think you're going to really damage the shoe or it's going to create any issues, but just something to keep in mind. I would definitely go with your lower half size if you ever do find them available. I have not seen these anywhere else. I'm surprised Kith, West NYC, Butter NY, Sneaker Politics, some of the other or the bigger stores, if you will, have not gotten these. I don't know if that'll change in the future. You could always try to reach out to Puma and find out if they will have these available. There's another colorway of these in this exact model. Those weren't exactly for me, not my thing. This color was the one that did it for me. And they also collabed on some low profile ballerina style slip-on shoes for women as well. Does not have this amount of like detailing all over the shoe, but they are still really nice. Definitely different type of slip-ons than I've seen from your more traditional or the more common, I should say, silhouettes and just color themes that you would find for women. But again, guys, these in particular, Really, really beautiful. This is the Ojaga Design, or Puma times Ojaga Design, again, which is a Japanese company known for, again, these fine leather and suede goods. So guys, you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, you want to drop a comment, show some love, whatever it may be, the description, the comment box is right down below. You can do that down there. I'll also leave a link to my Instagram down in the description as well. So if you guys want to head over there and kind of see what I'm doing, I do show more photos, or show some photos first before I actually do a review of shoes. So you can obviously find me over there, and I chop it up with you guys here or there, especially if you have a question. I think I can really help you kind of finalize something. So guys, thanks so much for watching. This is Future Tomorrow, and I'm out. Peace.